And time to talk a little wrestling. Tony Hager here from Takedown Wrestling to give us a report on what is going on in the world of grappling.
Well, this past weekend was just a huge weekend for college wrestling, high school also, but you know we can't touch on all of them. So really want to touch first on Iowa State. They had just a huge weekend. They went 4-0 at the Virginia duels, and the biggest story here is they beat Virginia Tech 16-14 in the finals, and Virginia Tech actually beat them earlier in the year 32-3.
Oh my goodness!
So it was kind of
nice turnaround,
just in the gut at the beginning of the year. So to get that back was, I think, a big uplifting moment for the Cyclones, which they need. And Tanner Weatherman got the OW award, Outstanding Wrestler award, on the weekend. So that was
awesome name.
Yeah, he's actually wrestled for Ballard, so here in state, and so it's always good to see that. Leland Weatherspoon had a really good tournament for Iowa State as well. So some positive things going on in Ames that they really need. So moving on to Iowa, they've had a good start to the year. Had a great weekend going to Illinois first, where they beat the Big Ten opponent 26-12, won 7 of 10 matches, and really the biggest story out of that duel was Zane Richards beat Corey Clark, which Corey is ranked 2nd. Zane Richards is ranked 7th. So that was a big upset for Illinois. Moving on to Northwestern, Iowa got fall after fall after fall. It was just a kind of a pin parade, as Ross Barczyk and Aya Russell said.
The definition of domination.
Yeah, they pinned the first 2 opponents, got a forfeit at 41, and the storyline here really was Brandon Sorensen. He's ranked 2nd, going up against Jason Surstis for Northwestern. We just saw that on the screen where there was we thought they dislocated his elbow.
I was going to say it looked like he hit his funny bone or dislocated something.
Yeah, so that was really the marquee matchup of this duel. So Hawks ended up getting 6 points there. And then after that, Edwin Cooper here got a fall for Iowa. And then Patrick Rhodes, really I guess you could say the lone blemish on this duel for a perfect duel. He won 9-3. And then Alex Meyer from Southeast Polk, he got a tech fall. And then Sammy Brooks here got a fall. And then Nathan Burak got a major decision at 97, and then the big man Sam Stoll finishes off the duel with a fall for Iowa, and this is a record for them. It's the largest margin victory for Iowa in the history of wrestling. So it's a big duel, and a lot of people are hard on Iowa for not being able to score those bonus points. Well, they just showed it this weekend that they have the horses that can do it.
Love the logo on the headgear too. American Eats Farmers. Didn't notice that.
I never noticed that before.
Yeah, neither.
This is the first year that they did that. It was special to the Grapple at the Gridiron. DanmarWarrior.com actually put those headgears together to kind of match the helmets. So I think that's kind of what they're playing off of. So I think it's awesome that they're still using it throughout the season. And then locally here at the D3 level, NAI level, Grandview, they won their 5th straight national dual championship. So that's Nick Mitchell here in town has just got the Vikings rolling.
Impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Wartburg out of Waverly, they won their 6th straight.
Wow.
So they just continue their dominance. I think between these two, I think out of 5 duels, they only lost a total of 9 matches.
Wow.
That's it?
Yeah. So I mean, that's just pure dominance out of those those 2 schools. Upper Iowa was 5th. Ellsworth was in the top 8. So
what you're saying is we're good at wrestling.
Iowa is really dominating. I mean, to have 2 national champs at that at that tournament, and we're top 3 with Iowa at the D1 level. So I mean, this is one of the greatest states to have wrestling.
Where does Iowa State shake out in the overall scheme of things now? Because they lost.
They've picked up a couple wrestlers that they didn't have earlier in the year. I mean, I'm seeing them as a top 15, maybe in that top 10. We'll just kind of see who they can all get in New York City, where it's going to be at Madison Square Garden this year. So it'll just to see if they can keep this momentum building. They definitely need it. They have the guys that can make the stand, but they just haven't been consistent. So this weekend with Iowa State, that I think shed some light on what the capabilities are for the Iowa State Cyclones. They just have to go out and be consistent every single week.
Now you have some rankings that are going to be coming out on your website.
Yeah, dual team rankings are going to be coming out actually today at noon for 3A, 2A, and 1A. You're going to see a little shake-up at the 3A level because Fort Dodge, they were the #1 ranked team. They lost to Southeast Polk, and they lost to Valley actually last Thursday, 42-28. So thinking, I haven't looked at the rankings yet, so I'm thinking we're going to see Southeast Polk, Valley up in that 1-2 range. I think maybe Southeast Polk might overtake the #1 ranking, but what's something to look forward to is this Saturday at the Valley Gym, we'll actually see Southeast Polk versus Valley wrestle. So we'll actually get who's going to be #1 going into the state tournament. So if you get an opportunity to head out to West Des Moines, make it happen.
How does the final determination come about? How many people are involved in determining the final tallies?
As far as rankings go,
yeah.
We have one guy that does 3A, one guy that does 2A, and one guy that does 1A, and they all kind of converse, but it's the same guy that does our individual rankings, so he really knows the individual side really, really well. And what's different between the individual state tournament and the dual team tournament is it's two different animals. Because Fort Dodge is going to be the favorite for the individual. Valley, Southeast Polk can be favored for the dual team because you've got more wrestlers, more quality wrestlers, but Valley's got that top end, possible 5 state champs. Valley's got, maybe 2-3 guys. So there's being able to fill quality guys into a full lineup is tough to do. So, and Southeast Polk is always able to do that year in, year out, it seems like. Right. So that's what, them not being the favorite going in had a lot of people scratching their head, but, their lineup's getting figured out. So we're going to see a strong team at Valley on Saturday. Another thing to note, we talked about this last week here with the politics. What's his name?
Donald Trump.
Well, you were out on vacation.
Oh, Roski, yeah.
Roski's a politics guy, and he mentioned that Donald Trump was he's a wrestling fan. He was a wrestler, and on our website right now, you can go at iawrestle.com. Doug Schwab actually challenged Donald Trump to a wrestling match, so you can go see that press conference that was this week.
You want to know something? With the things he has done in the past couple of years in preparation for what's going on in a couple of weeks, I wouldn't be surprised.
How big a guy is Doug Schwab?
Doug Schwab probably weighs 149. There'd be a big weight difference, yeah.
Well, maybe it wouldn't be as lopsided as I originally thought. I mean, probably it would. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if depending on how much background Donald Trump has, Doug Schwab is a high-quality wrestler, so I don't know if he'd have much chance. I think Schwab would be behind him.
Here's what'll happen. Trump will hire Kale to come in.
With a chair.
With a chair. Sanderson to come in and wrestle for him, and then see if that'll take care of it.
That's probably what he would need.
Yeah, there it is.
But it might possibly happen because Donald Trump is lobbying in the state of Iowa to get that wrestling vote. They want that Dan Gable endorsement.
Well, that's how to do it.
This might be a way to get those wrestling fans behind him. Just to see him show up and maybe come to a UNI wrestling practice would be good for him.
I just had a vision.
Part of that would be disturbing is the singlet.
I just had that same vision, Parkin.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for a video or a picture.
You wanted to see him in a singlet.
Yeah, I want to see a singlet. I don't, but I do.
I'll reach out to Tana and see if she'd be able to get us a singlet. She's his kind of right hand man.
If people want to follow along with the rankings or what else is happening with local wrestling, what's the best place to go?
Check us out on iawrestle.com and at takedownwrestle.com. This week on our television show, we have an exclusive interview with Andrew Long with Grandview. He has an interesting story from wrestling from Cruston to going to Iowa State to going to Penn State, being incarcerated, and now he's back wrestling, getting his 4th, 5th possible chance here at Grandview. Won the Midlands Championship, which we talked about last week. So it's a 30-minute interview that we'll have on our website and television show that really just kind of highlights the change that he's had in his life, and it's just kind of eye-opening how somebody can go from so low in their life to praising God and living that different lifestyle. So
all right, well
check
done.
That out.
As always, thank you, sir.
Thank you.